The sharp, rhythmic clack, clack, clack of those heavy acrylic balls slamming into each other echoes through the summer air, building up to a sudden, violent crack as they shatter into plastic shrapnel flying everywhere. Kids scatter, laughing nervously, checking their faces for blood. Just another typical Tuesday afternoon in the 1970s. What would you say if I told you that the popcorn ceiling you used to sleep under and the medicine your mom lovingly dabbed on your scraped knees were both actually trying to poison you? Forget overprotective parents and child-proof locks. We survived a lawless era where playgrounds were full of flying plastic bullets and cribs were architectural death traps. Before the government stepped in to protect kids from the world, growing up in the 70s and 80s was a daily game of Russian roulette, disguised as pure, unsupervised summer freedom. If you're craving that raw, unfiltered American nostalgia, you found it right here at American Retro Vault, the time machine that takes you back to those wild, unwatched days. Dive deep into the 10 everyday dangers we not only survived, but actually loved. Number 10. The asbestos sky, popcorn ceilings. Staring fixedly at the ceiling was once a real extreme sport. You're lying sprawled comfortably on the bed, continuously tossing a tennis ball up to the ceiling with its characteristic rough and sparkling surface, your eyes carefully following every movement of the ball. Poof. You delightfully observe with an extreme, childlike, joyful delight as the layer of toxic dust flutters down onto the bed in a gentle, graceful, and smooth manner, looking exactly like light white snowflakes that are delicate and pure, falling right inside your own house. You can almost taste that dry, harsh chalk dust, gritty and rough, lingering on your lips in a clear and vivid way that's downright uncomfortable. If you tried doing that today, just mentioning that dust alone is enough to trigger an extreme panic in your mind, making you feel incredibly uneasy and terrified to the extreme. Nowadays, the complete removal of this dangerous asbestos layer requires a professional team specializing in handling hazardous materials that is fully licensed according to current standards, in order to ensure absolute safety for everyone throughout the entire implementation process. But what about us? It was just a normal Tuesday. Nothing special or unusual happened at all. Those ceiling panels once contained a fairly large amount of white asbestos, up to 10% according to previous records, and we went about our daily lives in that space without ever knowing about the presence of that material. We had truly giggled under a shower of toxic dust that was enveloping us from above. It is a fact that is both ridiculously funny and incredibly chilling, making us shudder at the thought of the fragile boundary between life and death in our own existence amid a life full of invisible threats and unexpected perils. We have survived a wild and turbulent period, full of upheaval and hardship, where life always seemed filled with unexpected threats. Now, our very own bedroom, the most familiar place of rest, is silently trying to kill us in a quiet and subtle way. Number 9. Wind in your hair on the highway, riding in the bed of a pickup truck. Imagine the scorching, burning heat of a sweltering July afternoon when the sun feels like it's pouring fire onto the earth. The air around you seems stifling and unbearably hot. You're sitting directly on the bare wheel arch of the vehicle with nothing to protect you. The blazing hot metal, heated by the intense sunlight, truly feels like it's searing and burning the backs of your bare legs intensely. The wind is roaring so loud you can't hear yourself think, mixed with the thick, acrid smell of diesel exhaust. You're desperately trying to suck on a neon green Otter Pop before it melts into a sticky mess all over your hands. Suddenly, Dad hits a pothole and everyone in the back gets launched fully airborne for 3 whole seconds. No seatbelts, no roll bars. It was the ultimate original symbol of summer freedom. Try imagining what it would be like if you did this nowadays. If right now you threw the kids into the back of a truck in a hurry and then quickly merged into the lane on the busy highway, the highway patrol police would immediately surround your vehicle from all sides, treating you no differently than a dangerous bank robber fleeing after committing a crime. Helicopters would be circling overhead, and Child Protective Services would have you in cuffs before you even reached the exit ramp. Tragically, the horrifying child fatality rates in accidents at just 40 miles per hour finally forced the last 31 states to ban or severely restrict the practice. It was a deadly illusion of safety. Yet looking back on those wild rides brings a deep, aching nostalgia for a lost era. We survived the ultimate grip test, cruising open roads with nothing but the wind holding us in place. Number 8. The deadly V-shape cribs. Imagine the sweet, delightful scent of baby powder blending with the fresh aroma of new pine wood. You carefully and gently place your precious little baby onto the soft, fluffy, cozy mattress and admire the elegant, refined V-shaped wooden slats of the crib. It looks like a high-end architectural masterpiece with its refined, luxurious, and inspiring design. You listen to the steady, gentle, and soothing breathing of your child, sleeping soundly and peacefully in deep slumber. With a complete sense of peace in your heart, you gently turn off the warm bedroom light, firmly confident that your little one is completely safe and perfectly protected. But that beautiful V-shaped design, which looks incredibly appealing and sophisticated in its overall aesthetic, actually harbors a deadly and horrifying design flaw that is truly terrifying. How truly tragic it is that the head of a small, innocent baby can so easily slip through the wide gap above in a completely harmless way with no initial injury, only to then slowly slide down and become cruelly, painfully trapped in the narrow part below, leading to extremely severe, terrifying, and heartbreaking consequences for the baby and everyone who loves them. The 8 heartbreaking and tragic deaths of infants forced authorities to carry out a large-scale product recall and completely ban this design in 1985. Just imagine a modern furniture company trying to sell this dangerous product today. It would surely spark an intense wave of public outrage and regulatory backlash. If a brand released a baby bed that was basically a wooden guillotine, the Consumer Product Safety Commission wouldn't just order a recall. In this tense development, the CEO will face federal prosecution for manslaughter right before midnight, a piece of news sending shockwaves through public opinion far and wide. At the same time, the parent associations are determined to take strong, decisive actions to completely bring down that corporation. We look back at this relic with a deep, profound sadness, filled with regret and reflection on the losses that have occurred. 8 innocent lives lost. It's a brutal reminder of why modern safety standards exist. Their unimaginable tragedy shattered families, but that deep pain forever changed how we protect our most vulnerable little ones. Number 7. The principal's wooden paddle, corporal punishment. Imagine the smell of floor wax and chalk dust. You're sitting in the school office in 1983. The teacher pulls out a massive wooden board, sometimes even drilled with holes for maximum aerodynamic swing power. You brace yourself. And then, whack! The ear-splitting crack of wood meeting denim echoes down the school hallways. Your thigh burns like fire. Imagine a math teacher trying this today. If any educator whatsoever at any given moment suddenly pulls out a wooden beating weapon that is clearly designed with distinct aerodynamic properties in a fully equipped modern classroom, the SWAT Special Tactics Team will immediately storm and raid the cafeteria with decisive force. That teacher will trend on Twitter right before the ambulance arrives and will face serious assault charges. The incident quickly draws the attention of the online community, making this teacher the hot topic of discussion in just a moment. Today, 33 states have done the right thing by placing corporal punishment in public schools outside the law. But what about back then? It was just a normal Tuesday when the use of the paddle in public schools was still normal and accepted. Looking back at those terrifying wooden paddles brings a bittersweet smile. We didn't just learn algebra. We learned raw discipline, surviving the era of aerodynamic punishments that forged an unbreakable will. Number 6. The unintended acceleration. The Audi 5000. Imagine the distinctive premium leather scent of the 1980s, blending subtly and seductively with the pungent smell of burning rubber. You gently slide into your brand new sedan, feeling the luxurious comfort of the seats while listening to a cassette tape playing nostalgic and energetic synth-pop melodies. You shift into drive, your foot searching for the brake, and suddenly the engine roars to life. Because on models from 1982 to 1986, the brake and gas pedals were placed dangerously close together, causing drivers to accidentally hit both at the same time. Bam! You fly straight through the garage door of your own house in a surprising way. Just try imagining a car company making this mistake nowadays. With today's modern technology, a blunder like that would definitely spark major controversy and damage the company's reputation. If a modern luxury car was basically designed to launch you through a brick wall every time you tried to park, the government wouldn't just demand a recall. The FBI would raid corporate headquarters. The CEO would be fleeing the country. That massive 1986 panic ultimately led to mandatory shift interlocks and a complete redesign of pedal structures mandated by the government. Looking back, that is a profoundly sad reminder of how we have truly put human lives at risk to test modern safety regulations in a hazardous and high-stakes manner in order to verify the real-world effectiveness of these protective standards in today's society. We don't just simply go to work and complete our daily tasks in the usual way. We've truly played Russian roulette with the floor mats, accepting those hidden risks full of challenges, all just to build solid, high-quality, and reliable safety standards for tomorrow. Number 5. The coolest cartoon mascot, Joe Camel. Imagine the crinkle of a glossy magazine and the musty smell of cigarette ash in a 1980s gas station. You're 6 years old. You look up at the billboard, and there he is. A super cool animated camel wearing stylish, trendy sunglasses. It's truly shocking and surprising how this animated character quickly became as familiar to 6-year-old kids as Mickey Mouse, with a completely equivalent level of familiarity in a surprising and astonishing way. Imagine trying this today. If a corporation released an ultra-cool cartoon mascot to openly market a deadly addiction to kindergartners, society would explode. The FDA would raid their headquarters, and executives would face federal prison time by lunchtime. But back then, he was everywhere. Eventually, massive public outrage over marketing lethal habits to children led to the 1998 Master Settlement Agreement, permanently banning cartoon characters in all tobacco advertising. Looking back at that slick camel brings a chilling melancholy. It was a harsh reminder of how our innocence was literally weaponized for profit. We weren't just watching cartoons, we were the targets. Number 4. Shrapnel in the palm of your hand. Clackers. Imagine the blistering heat of a 1970s summer. You grip that thin string, smelling hot, melted plastic. You start swinging these heavy acrylic balls designed to smack into each other rhythmically. Crack, crack, crack. The piercing sound rang out in rapid, rhythmic succession, just like continuous gunfire on the playground. You gripped tighter and swung faster, pushing the kinetic force to its absolute limit. Your muscles tensed with maximum effort, and then, crack! They shatter randomly and violently. Suddenly you're dodging razor-sharp plastic fragments flying straight at your face. Imagine handing these to kids today. If you gave children swinging acrylic grenade-like toys now, schools would immediately go into lockdown. The bomb squad would evacuate the playground, and you'd be prosecuted. The FDA eventually had to step in and classify them as mechanical hazards, ending the madness. Looking back at those shattered remains brings a bittersweet smile. We weren't just playing. We were bravely surviving daily showers of plastic shrapnel, forging an unbreakable will after every terrifying clack. Number 3. Cigarette vending machines. Imagine the smell of stale beer, floor wax, and rental shoes in a dimly lit bowling alley. You're 15 years old with a pocket full of quarters. For just $1.25, you walk up to a massive, glowing machine. No cashier, no ID check. You grab that heavy glass knob, pull it forward, and hear that deeply satisfying mechanical ka-chunk. A fresh pack of Marlboros slides out. It feels just like pulling a lever to step into the adult world. Just try imagining placing a machine like this in a family bowling alley these days. Try to picture that scene in detail so you can really sense the special feeling when that kind of machine is placed in today's family entertainment space. If a machine was dispensing cigarettes directly to teenagers for pocket change right now, the FDA wouldn't just fine the owner. SWAT would raid the arcade. The bowling alley manager would face federal charges before dinner. The FDA eventually restricted these machines to adult-only venues in 1996. But looking back at that heavy glass knob brings a melancholic nostalgia. We weren't just buying a bad habit. We were fully navigating an unregulated wild world on our own, building independence with every unsupervised mechanical clunk. Number 2. The 55-gallon drum smoke column, burning trash in the neighborhood. On a crisp Saturday morning, you're playing in the yard when you hear the hollow metallic clang as Dad tosses broken plastic toys and trash into a rusty steel drum. Dad struck a match and lit it. Suddenly, right at that moment, a pitch-black, thick, dense cloud of smoke, swirling and full of dangerous dioxin poison, billowed up powerfully from the match. That smoke shot straight into the open kitchen window of the neighbor's house next door. The smell? It's a suffocating, eye-stinging mixture of molten plastic, burning trash, and the primal freedom of the neighborhood. It's the unique combination of those elements that creates a one-of-a-kind scent. Just try imagining doing this nowadays. If you lit a rusty drum full of burning plastic in a modern suburb, you wouldn't just annoy the HOA. The EPA would cordon off your backyard as a hazardous waste site. A hazmat team would breach the fence, and you'd face federal eco-terrorism charges by lunchtime. Open barrel burning is now strictly banned in over 30 states to protect communities. But looking back at those rusty, smoking drums brings a bittersweet smile. We weren't just taking out the trash, we were surviving our own homemade toxic clouds, forging iron lungs after every smoky Saturday. Number 1. The burning red medicine, mercurochrome, the red stuff. Imagine the ear-piercing metallic screech as your old rusty Huffy bicycle slams hard onto the scorching hot asphalt road under the harsh glaring sun. The grating sound echoes along with the violent impact. You scrape your knee severely all the way to the bone, with the flesh torn open clearly exposing the bone. You limped into the house with clear signs of pain, tears streaming down your cheeks as you cried uncontrollably. Seeing you like that, Mom quickly pulled out a tiny glass bottle from the cabinet, along with a small plastic applicator stick for the medicine. With careful and gentle movements, she dabbed this bright neon red liquid onto your bleeding wound. It's not just burning. The sensation feels exactly like she's smearing pure liquid fire directly onto your inflamed nervous system, delivering an extremely intense and horrifying burning feeling. And what's the really craziest part? We had no idea that the mercuro in mercurochrome stood for actual mercury. Imagine doing this today. If a mother poured a known neurotoxin onto her child's open wound now, medical staff wouldn't just grab gauze. They'd call in the hazmat team. The EPA would quarantine your bathroom, and Child Protective Services would arrest you for heavy metal poisoning. The FDA finally banned its interstate distribution in 1998 over mercury poisoning concerns. Looking back at that little red bottle brings a strange, bittersweet pride. We weren't just healing ourselves, we were surviving our own medicine, forging a mercury-hardened resilience after every burning scrape. These 10 killers weren't exceptions. They were the wallpaper of our childhood. We weren't reckless. The world just hadn't bubble-wrapped us yet. No child-proof caps on everything, no constant supervision, no tracking apps for every step. We inhaled asbestos while watching cartoons, rode unprotected in truck beds, swung grenade-like toys on strings, and still showed up at school the next day. That wild, unsupervised freedom forged something modern safety culture can't replicate. Real toughness, real independence, real stories worth telling. So confess in the comments, what was the dumbest, most dangerous thing you survived as a kid? The paddle? The burn barrel? Did clackers still make you jump? Share your wildest survival story below. I read every single one. These wild memories are the heartbeat of American nostalgia. Like, subscribe to American Retro Vault, and I'll see you next time. Keep those memories alive.